The building keeps creaking. And, I've learned how to read a lot of them, but when the screens go, it still triggers me a bit. I'm having altitude sickness because this fucking store can't keep water in stock. Or, just shitty fucking people are buying up all the water. 1 gallon, people. Okay? Quit buying up all the water. I need the water. I've been living off a gallon a week. You know how awful that is? Like, my head is killing me right now. The only thing I have is fucking beer. Like, I have some milk, but the milk gives me IBS. Typically, if I drink too much of it, it doesn't hydrate me. So I'm drinking to numb my headache, which I know for a fact is a fucking altitude headache, dehydration headache. Top all that off, we got a bear, which is fine. I know how to live around bears. But he was a little more aggressive than any black bear I've ever met. I think he was starving. And, I do have my father's 4 or 5 Alaskan. This thing, like, these are the rounds for it. They fire form, expand, the bullet accelerates, and then you get a burst of pressure out through the front. It's basically a 458 Winchester Magnum in a lever gun. This thing will kill anything on planet Earth if I have to use it. I don't want to, but it's good to have something and not use it than need it and not have it. But I do need to get a Thompson. I'm thinking, because I want a Chris Vector, but Thompsons are way more beautiful looking in a gun case. So it's either a Chris Vector, a Thompson, or I was considering a Saint, I think Saint Victor from Springfield Armory. That's what they're called. Yeah, it's an AR platform. And they're making a semi-automatic 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm barely awake right now. I just woke up. My head is killing me. So fucking, I don't know what the hell's going on. Something keeps hitting the screen door. I don't even think it's an animal. It's probably to try to insulate and stop airflow through that door. I put a tarp and then close the door around the tarp and use some leverage from shovel to force it closed. Because in January, in February, March, December, we had 4 months of fucking wind. Just unbelievable. It would not stop. And so this building, these old buildings, they're designed for natural airflow. When I lived at the Elkhorn, I was so impressed by how they designed everything that like you could stay in this old lodge. You didn't need an air conditioner. The lake and the oh no, not the lake, the river, the stream. It's a river or a stream. Would cool the whole area, and they designed like a thermodynamic system with the windows that drew airflow through. So, even though it'd be like 80 degrees outside, inside the lodge it'd be fucking like 60 constant. This building, I'm still figuring it out. Uh, well, because I can't just take nature for granted. I have to be, diligent and I don't sleep. So vigilant. There you go. Not diligent. Vigilant. I am just wiped out right now. Had an egg, raw egg, and I used to eat raw eggs all the time. It's good to have one. A multivitamin and drink of milk. But I wanted the Model 70, a new Winchester Model 70, because they're making them like the pre-64 models, but this gun has beautiful machining. I mean, just look at that. It fits so well. I always leave my guns cocked, even though the chamber here, you can see it's empty. But I leave them cocked, so lever guns, you. Same with like my 1911. So you have less resistance if you need to load it. Like, I mean, a woman was fucking killed by a mountain lion and eaten. You know, they didn't say that she was eaten, but it's most likely she was. And that's what this place is. I've always loved the thrill. Like, though when I wake up, I'm like, you know, I'm having to focus my mind and push myself. But thanks. I wouldn't mind losing to a bear. It sounds like a good time. Being ripped apart. That's a weird thing to say. I've had a lot of dreams where I've fought mountain lions, bears, dinosaurs. I've been eaten alive more times than you can count. Like, in terms of how many other ways there are to die, being consumed by nature, losing to nature, is one of the top 5 that I profess that is it's an honorable and natural death. Car accidents, selfish, but not too bad. And cancer, Though it slowly eats you, you experience a full dynamic of emotions and expectation. And, a gunfight, if it's noble or has some sort of honorability, rather than just going and harming people or shooting yourself, it's more like I am defending the innocent and I failed. Turns you into a martyr. And the fifth one is hanging. The reason why is because being hanged is a representation of what people can do. It's what people can do to one another. And you get to look at them and know the truth about yourself or them. I am so well armed right now. Honestly, I'm over prepared. I have my 357 and my 1911 on me, and then basically a 4.58 Win Mag. This thing. My father has a book. Where the hell did I put it? He gave me a book about the history of it. I was gonna read it, but I can't. And I need to clean up my recycling. It's all just glass and cans, but I need to clean. I don't like it when it's too clean. I grew up in a hoarded home, so I guess subconsciously, too, aside from all the other dynamics, I am way too oversensitive right now. I think subconsciously, because I grew up in such an environment, that I feel the need to create it too. Not just because I let myself fall into chaos so that I can clean and feel refreshed. I tend to paint a painting after I clean. So I'll let things get really dirty, and then I'll just fucking clean. And then I'll paint a painting. Because I feel refreshed. I want my paintings to emphasize that I have a refreshed emotion. And which one has they're striking, unique. Some are simple, like them, simple, but yet there's something special there. That was my first one. And, oh man, I've been looking for a woman to paint for so many years. I do have a photo of Marfa. I had some considerable ones on my laptop, my old one, but I chose against them in the long run. I was looking for somebody much more important. Marfa's really unique. So I'm still considering it, but she's got a photo of her with a flower. And I like her artistic direction with how she's controlling the screen, so maybe I'll paint her. Come on, computer. Yeah. There's still, I don't know if it's the programming or the chips, but Apple wanted to create a new software, which is how the company was founded, and that's why people couldn't like hack Apple's MacBooks or iMacs for a long time. And because they had their own coding, and this one has a new type of chip, which I think there's a grounding issue. If I saw the designs or whatever, I think they need to implement a series of diodes into it. What are you doing? God, if I had to go out and be quiet, I could not. My body is just one fucking problem after another. Well, at least I have like one of the most badass guns ever designed. The only lever gun that's more powerful than this is the 50 Alaskan, which is basically a 50 caliber version of this with far more considerable force. However, I have a 1911, so I like to only stick to like 3 calibers, so that one, you don't have to go and buy a bunch of different fucking bullets. 2, I can convert between that cartridge and my own. I've loaded this with my 200 grain. You can reload these almost so far indefinitely. I have a video of me loading them, but you can load these with 200 grains at basically 44 Magnum performance, all the way down to there. You have to shoulder it a certain way so that the powder gets to the primer. If you shoulder it like this, the powder, because there's only 35 grains, so it's like this much powder. It's like this thing can hold like 65 grains of powder. It's crazy. And so if you shoulder it like that, the powder's up front and the primer just barely touches it, and it's like like an airsoft rifle. It's like pink. My father shot it. He didn't shoulder it right, and I just laughed. And I was like, "You have no idea what you're doing, do you?" However, if you take it down, the powder goes down, and then you rotate the barrel, the chamber. It is very accurate, like pinpoint accurate. I was putting rounds through the same hole at 15 yards ish minute, and I chronographed it, and it's something like 1,500 feet per second, 200 grains. It's pretty good, and it's cost effective. Can I talk? The cost is like 45 cents a round. The shell doesn't, like, it just keeps going and going and going. Because this thing's designed to, compete with the 458 Win Mag. God. Every day. Disgusting. God, I hate being human. But he shot it, and we just both burst out laughing. And I reloaded a round and let him shoot in, taught him, that you drop it down. You don't pull it up. And then he's like, that was a great round. Come on. It's just one thing after another. It's nonstop. I'm sick of the carbonation in drinks. I'm fucking tired of it. Like, see? Does it to you. It's for dinner. Calm down. I could probably sue Facebook for this shit. The emotional anguish of not being able to communicate with people. We did not restore. Profile has some issues. Adult sexual solicitation. Bullying and harassment. Violence and incitement. What did I say? Can you mega pregnant? Okay. That's adult solicitation. Fucking retards. What is the definition of solicitation? Because I'm pretty sure proffering is not. Asking, urging, or enticing someone to do something. Huh? That's not the definition. What did I do when I bullied somebody? I wrote at a series of numbers, Don Carwin. I treat her like a fine mare. Oh, God. Bullying, harassment. Good job wasting heat from 90-year-old trees. Let's hang you up for display for 90 minutes and see you cry. What the fuck? My sense of humor is pretty weird. Yeah, people don't really get it. Ooh, I breed you like a fine mare. Why are these people making these videos? They're all sexualized. And then you get blamed for making a funny sexual joke. My generation was just different. Like, I remember, like, one of my favorite stories, I'm writing this into my comedy, is this girl named Brittany, and she I asked her to send me nudes. I think I'm like, I don't know, 16, 17 at this time, and because she had like a woman's body, and she was younger than me, but she had a full woman's body, like, like, and because we're underage, she's not allowed to explore or use her body because everybody thinks that they need to protect women by age. But I'm telling you, like she's at her peak, and then she's slowly degrading and degrading or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's just here. Send me news. I want to see you naked, something like that. She sends me a photo of her holding a giraffe statue eating a cheeseburger. All that did was make me like her ever more. Like even more. She was so funny. And she looked just like that fucking singer. What the fuck is her name? Like, they could be twins. Yeah, Selena Gomez. She looked identical to her. At least at a young age. Fucking useless computer. Yes, very, very similar. Not anymore. Women, when they hit their 20s, the face fully develops. But, come on. What, I got a fucking dinosaur in my ass? Like, what? I don't even remember what I was talking about because my fucking belly won't stop sounding like there's a bear inside of it. Probably the milk and egg. I still have that photo. It's on my iPod. My old iPod. Eating a cheeseburger. Holding a giraffe statue. And so, like, my Nebraska girls are just a higher quality. I never met women like them anywhere else. And, I miss them. They were so cool. They demand respect, but they liked being wondered about and desired, and that showed them how to give you respect. It's a weird thing. We didn't really have double standards back then. We were raised properly, I think, anyway. Contact my first kiss. So I wanted to do a social study, an experiment on the girl that I had my first kiss with, because when we were little, she was a third grader and I was a fourth grader, and she was my first kiss, and she would like hold me down and just like attack me with her mouth. So I had this idea about the implementation of how like your first kiss can influence your mind throughout how you grow up. It's aestheticy, yeah. Look at it. There's no wind in here. Isn't that weird? And So I messaged her in some very grotesque messages. She's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Telling me that stuff. And after a while, messing around with her, because most people just balk you. Not Nebraska girls. They're different. And I think I told her I wanted to tongue fuck her butthole. I think I'm just fucking with you. It's, it's me. And she goes, oh. And I explained to her that I'm just writing a comedy and I needed a response of that nature so that this crazed mountain man I'm trying to outline can have some sort of issues with sexuality, and repressed emotions, and only a Nebraska girl would come up with those responses. And she sent me a photo. I knew she wouldn't send me a nude. They don't, like, girls in Nebraska, they don't, well, at least my area, they will not send nudes. They'll show you their boobs, like, if you're like, can I see them, please? I've been waiting my whole youth to show you these nipples. Anyway, she sends me this photo of like the fattest woman I've ever seen, ashamed, and she's like, oh man, I miss those women. We had a really great group. Because people today, they think that they're just gonna tattletale on everybody for something. And Facebook's just like, I can regulate the universe. How dare you? Because, like, nobody would respond to stuff like, well, some of them will. So I got a lot of good stuff recorded of people talking trash about it. But it's just stupid. Everybody. What time is it? 5:30. 3 more hours until sunset. My head's feeling a little better, but I need water if they have it fucking stocked. Yeah, Martha's fucking beautiful. I love her forehead. I have a thing for women with big foreheads. Like, women with large foreheads are so sexy. They're so attractive to me. Well, I guess, it's because I got a very big brain. Like, it's gigantic. This is not, like, fluffing it up, Thing's huge. In high school, they only had one fucking hat for my head, and that was 8 3/4. It was the largest size, and I had to press it onto my head. It would give me headaches because it was so tight. I had to wear these dumbass fucking marching helmets or marching hats. I don't know. And my head would just be so sore after. Oh man, I hated marching band. We went from just playing like classical music, then because our teacher thought it'd be more fun to play like modern music, we played that. Stuff like Eye of the Tiger. I thought it was so stupid. I wanted to play Beethoven again. And because my elementary teacher, we would play classical. It was beautiful. And we actually scored perfect scores at band competitions. So like it wasn't just like that standard uh uh what are they, it's like a stereotype of kids when they're in elementary school band when they're like making terrible sounds. And we were really good. We were fantastic. We were one of the highest scoring classes in the entire state. Everybody was talented. And what was I talking about? Band. Why am I talking about band? Because of large foreheads? Uh, yeah, because of large foreheads, because my hat would be way too small for my head. I do have some old photos of me. I'll show you one. Our school has most of. Are you gonna load? What are you doing, computer? Seriously? Come on. Come on. I feel like a faulty processor or something. This computer should not have processing issues. Hmm. Did they have all our old yearbooks? Sometimes I just go and look at them to remember people's faces and how much I've changed. You, there's a photo of me somewhere marching. People are doing stuff out there. I am. There I am. And this was my last year of band. So fucking stupid looking. Apple fucked up my phone. It barely works anymore. Never used to be this incompetent. Even the photograph looks like shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But that's me. Draw it back. Oh, overexposed. You think you can handle exposure? Are you training a fucking army? What? What are they doing? It's weird looking back at all these people. Oh man, when you're young, you think that this is what life is. All we had was a really great community, and good kids, and good teachers, because they actually cared about what they were doing. They too believed that they were, you know, making the lives of our future. And they were so good. I loved them all. So I stayed at that school because I knew, these are people worth remembering. Billy, just creaking again. Yeah, it's just creaking. When it comes to wood, the way it expands and contracts, and then it differs on barometric pressure, and heat change. So buildings like this, they creak, they make noises, the way they used to build them was a doweling system. So they cut the log, but they then cut in a dowel. So that's how these are all held together through friction and dowels. Such a beautiful building. Tough in the winter, but every time I suffer, I just get stronger, so it's not always fun. Charlie Neely. Oh man, she sadly was a heroin addict, but we got along so fucking well. And the sex was just incredible. She knew what to do, I knew what to do. She's crazy. And I thought it was fucking hot as hell. She was a lunatic, but in a good way. But some women cannot be tamed. And I'm okay with that. It's not my business, right? I tried, though. But she told me once, if I will do it for you, I will do it to you. What she was saying, basically, don't trust me. But she was awesome. She didn't talk to me anymore. No one does. You have to have some sort of status. Because I don't have degrees or venerability, like, even though I'm plenty fucking intelligent, even though my theories are being proven and nobody knows that they're mine, though I even, like NASA's tested some of my thoughts and theories. And creaking again. Nobody knows that they're mine. Only I know. And the reason is to test people. Because they become seduced by this social stigmata of people being better than what they actually are because other people, and gossip and gossip and gossip and gossip, like how society believes that somebody's better for something rather than recognizing who you actually are. Like, I'm still that person. I just don't need to be written in a fucking newspaper. I don't need to be titled. You're so fucking ignorant. Like, you appreciate these things. However, when you actually meet me, you don't like me. And I'm not going to create a prerequisite of being this top tier fucking motherfucker and then you change. I want you to be as honest as you can be with me. I want to know how you actually see me. And so far, there isn't anybody that sees me in a good way. No matter what I've done. Because they don't know what I've done.